You know, what are the odds that this interview is being recorded a couple of days to International Women's
Oh,
Day?
yes.
It's crazy because the theme for this year is rights, justice, and action.
Action.
Yeah, pretty much.
Quite timely, you know. Yeah.
So we've talked about how you're helping to improve the rights of women when it comes to economic opportunities and empowerment. So my next question really is about the other things you're advocating for in terms of the theme on justice. So they could be data justice, payment justice, gender-related justice. So what are the other things you're looking at in this area?
Yeah. So beyond just procurement justice, right, is care justice.
Oh.
Yeah, the care economy.
I actually like that term.
Yeah. Care justice, yeah.
Okay.
You know, women do a lot of things and contribute a lot to society.
Yes.
Right. But the care economy is one economy that has been often overlooked, which I am going to still be one of the core champions when that time comes, right? Yeah. I just have some couple of things on my sleeves now. That's why I'm not really, yeah. But however, the work we do intersects, you know, in that economy as well, because we're talking about women. You know, during our training, I just want to just throw some of this, you know. We had mothers who were business women and who were also trainers in that program. You know, and one of the things we did was factor that in. We also have women with disabilities as well.
Yes.
Which I'm going to talk about subsequently. And we had to factor in, how do we give women that ample time to be efficient in their role?
Yes.
Right? And still be efficient in the business place, in the workplace. So that influences our program timing. So as little as timing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did notice the trainings were like 2-3 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
The program timing, one. And then the breaks we introduce in between, because we know that some things as little as this, you know, when you compound them, you know, creates a ripple effect in the lives of these people, right? So they understand that we care about them. We understand their reality. Do you understand me?
Yes.
And then we factor that into our processes.
Yes.
Now, the problem is that most organizations do not actually factor this into their processes.
Yes.
Yes. I was speaking with the DG of Cardinal State, right, when we were talking about the care economy.
Public procurement DG?
Yes, okay. DG, yeah. And he said something when I went to Cardinal State, during the process where we were pushing for the policy to be passed, working with the Cardinal State's Bureau of Public Procurement. He said, in his ministry, he built a daycare center.
Yeah.
Where women with kids, right, can drop their kids and they get premium care, right? We have mothers who are still breastfeeding, and you know, and we have also had mothers who had toddlers at the time.
Okay.
So there are some professional nannies who are there to take care of them.
Oh wow.
So it relieves them of that burden and gives them more productive hours.
Yes.
Yeah. So when they go, they can resume. So these are some little things that are not being factored on a regular basis in some parastatals and organizations.
Yes.
You know, and that is not justice.
Yes.
That is not fairness.
Yes.
We can't change our metabolism.
True.
We can't change who we are as women. We are carers, you know, and the society should factor that in. We are working, the society, in quote, is working in a male-favored dominated process. It's just go, 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 go.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And we forget that we have different individuals who have different priorities.
Yeah.
You know, that should be looked into. And also, for some organization who has some gender pay, right? We also see different pay discrepancies. And that's also things that we need to talk about. Justice about gender pay.
Yes.
How can we get an even, you know, pay when it comes to gender?
Yes.
Women and men ought, if they contribute equally, they ought to also get the reward equally as well, regardless of their gender.
Yes.
So if I'm not, now this is not just about women as well, men also.
Yes.
You know, if you give the same value as a woman executive, you also should benefit from that as well. So it's
Yes.
both ways.
Yes, it is.
You know, care justice, payment justice for women, you know, and all of these things. And when we talk about justice, it's just about fairness. So, you know, justice, justice, no. We're not canceling anything. We just want fairness.
Yes.
You know, fairness
Yes.
in these areas I've mentioned. And these are areas I'm very, you know, interested in pushing and championing as well.
Yeah.
And I'm currently doing that with my organization.
Yes, that's actually what you're doing. I mean, I feel like even the name of your organization is very appropriate. Do take action.
Yeah, just do it.
So we've talked about, you know, some justice related issues, right? So you have already mentioned some actions, you know, and with the way the world is moving today, everything is going to digital platforms and all of that. So tell me about your LMS enabled platform and how that is able to ease the burden on some of the women that you're training.
Yeah, interesting question. You know, it still goes back to our critical thinking process, you know. And that's one thing I always tell project managers, CEOs, you know, you think about the end from the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's where the term sustainability comes in.
Of course.
Yeah. So during the process of reimagining our processes and programs, right, and factoring in some core needs, the same care economy that I just spoke about, right?
Yes.
We discovered that if we just held physical trainings alone, no matter how important these trainings are, we might not get the full value
of this training.
Yeah. Our target audience might not, you know, get the core essence of the training. So that's why we discovered that if we introduce a hybrid, you know, model where core sections of the models can be done physically, and then the rest done virtually. And by virtually, we have different methods: synchronous and asynchronous.
Yeah.
The synchronous is where we have these women listen to the recorded trainings from our professionals.
Okay.
Yes. And then the other part is where we have these facilitators train them online.
Okay.
And then they have that, you know, one-on-one interaction.
Okay.
And what we now also did was we also created a model where even after the training, you know, beyond the training, you can always go back for a refresher, you know, journey for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that model really helped the women.
Yeah.
We had more women finish the training
because you had that.
Because we had that.
Yeah. Okay.
In our process. So it's quite a game changer, and we look forward to scaling that beyond just the LMS. Yes, and I'll discuss about you know, the future of what we're doing with AI, you know, and with technology for women, the intersections. So
there's something you kept highlighting. You were talking about the model, you know. So how did you come across, you know, this particular model? How do you even know the trainings that should be synchronous and the ones that shouldn't be? You know, do you have to talk to the women? Just walk me through this process and this model.
All right. So before the training, right, we had a pre-evaluation section for these women, right?
Okay. In person or virtual?
No.
Okay.
So we had different levels of assessment. We have the focus group, that was a physical one.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, we had a focus group section for these women. And also we had a evaluation assessment that was done virtually, right? We shared the link across core groups, women groups, you know, and the broader network around social media. So we got different responses of what they really want. Okay. The areas they're lagging behind, you know, how they want the training to go, what days are they going to be free. Then we had to aggregate those responses, analyze them, and then influenced how we designed the courses. Some of the core courses we now highlighted was, of course, procurement.
Yes.
Yeah, then digital skills, because we discovered that the processes of procurement is moving digitally. Yes. Yeah, to ensure that there is more fairness, because that's kudos to the government as well. Yes. More fairness and, you know, less interaction with middlemen and people who can influence some core things, you know. So if procurement is going digitally, that's called e-procurement. Yeah. How do we still use this opportunity to upskill our women digitally? to understand the process and maneuver that terrain as well.
Yeah.
So that's where we introduce the digital perspective, because beyond just women's perspective is the procurement agency's perspective. So we got both perspective together.
Yes.
What are you looking out for? These MDs and these agencies, what are you looking out for? What do you want? Do you understand?
Yes.
So
it's amazing work you're doing, Precious, because that's not bringing me to the core of this interview. When I was talking to my co-producer, I was telling him that I love the way you replicate, whip, sweep, swap across different platforms and across different donors, because in the development sector, when you're working with one donor or the other, the goal is to, while you're keeping your theme, you have to tweak a few things. But for some reason, I haven't seen that change in your mode of operations. Because, I remember when we met, you were doing WEEP, right?
Yeah, WEEP.
With UN Women. And then we had talked about the locations that you had covered and all that. And I was like, okay, fine, let's call it SWEEP, where we are scaling and moving on to FCT, and then you've now done SWIP. How do you pronounce this one now? Is it SWIP or SWAP, the one with the British High Commission?
So, it's still SWEEP, right? But the spellings are quite different.
Oh, okay. So WEEP, WEEP is with UN Women.
Yeah.
SWEEP is with the World Bank. That was us, right? And then there was SWEEP with British High Commission. And I was so happy to have been invited to the closing ceremony. That was amazing work, We're going to get to that part towards the end of this interview.
Definitely.
But I really am curious as to how you're able to do that. Like how you're able to stay on theme and replicate across donors without changing. So tell me how that process is. Like, reveal your magic. No, you have to reveal the secret sauce.
I'll try. So one thing I discover in common among donors is they're looking out for unconventional solutions. Yeah. So, and they're trying to look at who is that person that can give us those solutions. We've been doing this.
Yeah.
So how can we do things differently?
Yeah.
And they are very open to those unconventional methods.
True.
And at the crux of what we're trying to do is to see how we can replicate this at scale across the 36 states.
Yes.
Building the awareness and focusing on capacity of women at scale. So that is the central message we always pass across, to our donors.
Yes.
So if you can't fund us to scale across this, then we'll look out for someone who can
do it.
You understand? And one thing I've seen again is that donors want to solve problems.
Yes.
So when they see that they are contributing to the larger goal, right, they jump on it. And at the time, I remember that one of the core things the World Bank was doing there, they were so much interested in boosting the economic empowerment of women.
Yes. And
they were part of the WE policy that was being established by our late president, Muhammad Buhari. Yes. That's the WEE policy. So, and since they came as a consultant to make that possible, right, they're open to supporting initiatives that amplifies the impact or outcome of the policy. And part of what we're doing is to, implement part of the WE policy, Women Economic Empowerment Policy.
Yes.
That has been institutionalized by our late president, President Muhammad Buhari.
Yes.
Exactly, working with other stakeholders. And you can attest this on unconventional ways of tackling. That's, and that is why they came on board and they bought the vision.
Yes.
And what we do differently is we look out for the best way to contribute to that particular organization. So what does the World Bank want to see? Oh yeah. True. So what does other funders want to see? How do they want to address this without losing that? If you discover, right, what we did differently with the World Bank was a hybrid. Yes. I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, so we introduced the hybrid because we understood how the World Bank thinks. We heard what they want, and then they love the vision, and they wanted a different approach, they will look for a middle ground.
Yes.
So that's what we did.